Week 7, Building a Learning Unit, Part 2. This video assumes that you have set up your initial course framework in Google Sites. So if you haven't done that yet, back up and take a look at the preceding video, which is called simply Building a Learning Unit, and get your site set up, and then come back and watch this video. Because in this video, we're going to look at some of the basic tools to use in Google Sites for adding and editing different kinds of content on your course site. Okay, so let's assume that you completed the first step and have created your Google Sites course page and basic framework with your 5 pages, the home page and weeks 1 through 4 from the previous video. Let's say you set that aside and now you're coming back to it. So let's go through the steps again. How do we get back to our site if we forgot where we put it? So again, I'm starting from the home page for our course on Blackboard, and I'm going to go back to my Google Drive folder right here and increase the size a little bit so it's more readable for you. And here is the folder for the course. This is where I put it. It will be wherever you put it, but it will be somewhere in your Drive folder. And there it is. It's Michael's course. Look for the blue mini website icon that suggests that this is a Google Sites file. So there's the file that I created, and I click on that, and now it opens my site as I left it last time, like that. Now, I have made a couple of changes since I recorded the video for part 1. So let me show you a little bit of what I have done so far. So this is my home page, and if you remember from the last video, I had a default photo up here and it just simply said my course. Well, I have changed that to reflect what this course really is. So it now says I changed the title here. I just edited this text to say technical writing, and then I added the course number, Rhetoric 3326, and I changed this text to say welcome, and then I added some new about the course text down here. So let's look first of all at this thing called the header image. It's very easy to change that header image. The one that was there before, the default image looked like this one. Very woody, there's a pine cone, doesn't really fit the vibe of technical writing. So I wanted to find something that looked a little more appropriate. So as you move, many of the things in Google Sites are mouse activated. As you move your cursor over, see as that my cursor moves from off the frame to on the frame, it pops up what's called a contextual menu, meaning that when I'm in the context of that image box, it allows me to edit. So I want to change the image. So if I mouse over to change image, click on the arrow, I can either upload an image of my own or select one of theirs. So they have a library of default images. So let's say select image. That's where I found this one. You can see in here there's a gallery. These are preloaded images from Google, and I happen to like this one. I select that, hit the select button, and it replaces that. Now that's the same image that was just there, but that's how. So let's say I want to change it. Let's try that again. Select image. Let's say, oh no, I like this one better. Now it replaces that. See how it did that? But I don't like that better because the contrast is bad and the type is not very readable. So I'm going to go back to the one I had before. You can also upload a file from your own folder, from your own desktop. So if you go here and I have a stock photo like that. So now I'm not selecting one of Google's preloaded library images. This is one of my own. It's a stock photo. Let's say I do select that one. It's uploading it. It takes a little longer. It's a big image file. And there it is. That looks good. I think I'll leave that. So that's how you can change the header image. Again, don't spend a lot of time dinking around with that kind of stuff right now. It's more important that we get the core content. But for the homepage, and what my philosophy of a course website in general is, you kind of want the design of the site, both visually and textually, to represent it's your classroom, right? It's your virtual space where you meet your students. So you want the style, the tone, the visuals, the text, the arrangement, the white space, everything here should suggest that this is a welcoming place. This is a community of writers. We're working together, and it should not look forbidding or too formal. So I think a lot of the design decisions that you make go into creating the feel of your course. Because of course there is no physical classroom. So anyway, that's thinking about design is worth spending some time on. and it's also fun. So there's my new replaced header image, my new title, and then I also copied some text in here that says about the course. Basically all I'm doing on my homepage is orienting students to the overall context of what this course is about. So let me show you how to delete a text box. Let's say I have this stray text box down here at the bottom now that says introduce the main assignment. I've decided I don't want to do that on the homepage. That belongs on my week 1 page. So how do I get rid of it here? Again, contextual menu. As you mouse over, introduce the learning main assignment. As I mouse over that text box, it highlights it in blue to tell me that's the active box. And there's that little set of 3 icons to the left. This one changes the background. This one makes a copy. And then there's a little trash can icon to delete it. So I'm going to delete. It's gone. So now I just have my header, the word welcome, and about the course. So I'm pretty happy with the amount of content that I have here. One other thing I want to show you about these boxes, these text boxes, you can rearrange them. Let's say I decide I don't really like the way this looks. I want to add a new heading. I'm going to add a new text box. So I go over here to the upper right text box. It puts it below the one I was just working on. I'm going to say about the course. And I'm going to make that a title. No, that's too big. I'm going to make that a heading. And I am going to, you can drag these and it brings up this little set of guidelines so you can size it as you wish. And I'm going to just grab this and move it over here. And now it created a new column, and I can adjust the width of that column. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I just did you couldn't see that, but I hit Command Z, which is the universal undo. There's also an undo last action button up here. If you do an oopsie like I just did, you can just hit that arrow and it's like, do that over. I did the wrong thing. You can adjust the width of these things by dragging the blue buttons. So as I move that over, it makes it wider. And it pushes the other box over like that. Now I don't need this heading because I've moved it over there. Now I have a blank paragraph at the top. So there I rearranged that. So now I have 2 text boxes side by side. The one is the heading about the course. The one is the text that describes the course. These are pretty flexible. As you get a little more practice, you just click on one and there's a little set of dots and you can grab the handle at the top and just move it around and put it wherever you want. I'm going to leave it where it was. So you can create 2 and 3 and 4 column designs. You basically have a blank canvas and you can flex the text and move it around to create the design that you want. And I did that because I don't like long lines of type. It's very hard for your eye to read. So I decided I'm going to shrink that down and use a 2 column design. So that's a little bit of some tips on how to work with text boxes. So now I'm going to move on to my week 1 page and start building my content. So I'm going to toggle over here to week 1. I just tap the menu and here's my week 1 getting started page where I have roughed in introduction to weekly learning goals, instructional text define rhetorical analysis, and here's my first video. So this is my framework. That's too big. I'm going to change the size of this from title to heading. It's a little more useful. And I'm going to open up my Project 5 learning plan and look at this and remind myself of what all I said I was going to do. So here's my weekly learning objective. So let's copy and paste those. Just hit Command C, highlighted those. Back here, learning goals. And there they are. Now that doesn't look great, so I'm going to take a minute to delete some white space there. I'll just call this weekly learning goals. I will highlight that and turn that into a subheading. And then I can highlight these and turn them into a bulleted list like that. Nice, that looks good. Okay, let's talk next about how to upload a PDF file or attach a reading if you have an external file that you want students to read as one of your resources, as most of you do. So this is the beauty of Google Sites because it's integrated with Google Drive. So what I suggest that you do is go into your class folder for this course and You can see here I have, for example, multimedia assignment 1.pdf. Any PDF file or additional text reading in the form of a PDF, a textbook chapter, something you downloaded from the web, anything that you want to post for your students as a resource, put it in your Google Drive folder. And then it's very easy to go back to your course, and we want to include one of these on our page. So let's just say I want to include that PDF file. It doesn't really fit, but I'm just showing you how to do it. We can go here to the right-hand menu. Again, we're on the Insert menu. And notice it has this section, Google Drive, from Drive. I can just drop a file right in there. Watch what happens. This brings up all of my folders. I want this one, RET 7372, and here is Multimodal Assignment 1. So I'm going to just double click that, and it's going to add it to this page. There it is. It's already included in this box. Now let me just save this and show you what it looks like. Hit the publish button, and let's see how this works from the users, students perspective. Click on the view button at the bottom. Now we're coming into our course, and you can see how that works. It's really nice. It's embedded in a little player window. We can scroll through the whole document in this mini-sized window, or there's this little flyout, pop-out it's called. Click that, and there's the assignment right there. So embedding PDF files is really super easy as long as you put them into Google Drive first, and then use this Google Drive insert. So basically any file that you can store in Google Drive, whether it's a Google Docs, Google Sheets, PDF, you can insert that way. And that's a great way to get your resources posted so that they're all in one place for your students. Okay, next let's look at how to link to an external site. So as I go back to my 4-week learning unit plan, here I'll blow this up again. One of the things that I wanted to do in week 1 was link to Piktochart. Introduction to what Piktochart is and how to use it. Piktochart is an infographic design tool that my students will be using to write their proposal projects in this 4-week unit. And I want to include a link to that. So how do I do that on my site? I'll show you. It's pretty easy. I'll go into this box and say Piktochart. I'm just going to, whatever text you want to link, it works exactly the same as the embedded link in Blackboard. Highlight the word or the text that you want to link to, go up to the contextual menu up at the top, find this insert link icon. It looks like a stylized chain link. Click that. And now I go over here is Piktochart. This is the page I want to send them to. I'm going to copy that URL onto my clipboard, go back over here, and now it's asking me to insert the link, and I want to apply. All right, let's publish and test. You'll get used to this. Publish and test over and over and over again. Now I have to refresh the page. There's the link. Click. Ta-da, it worked. So that's the strategy to use. You can embed to any external website. You can also do, as you noticed, you can also link internally to your own page. So let's say you want to refer back to something on the home page. You can click that link, and you can see down here it brings up a menu of your own pages. So you can create, basically cross-link between pages on your own site. So either way, it works the same way. Highlight the text that you want, grab the little, click on the little chain link icon, copy and paste the URL to the page, publish it, jump out to your user side, hit refresh so that it captures the changes that you just uploaded, test it, make sure it works, and you're good. All right, let's look at one last thing in this video, and that is how to embed a video. So in this case, I have a little placeholder here that says, here is my first video. I want to have a video that defines the proposal as a genre of workplace writing to match my weekly learning goal. I have already created that video, and it's over here on my Vimeo page. You may also have videos posted on Facebook or wherever. Anywhere you can host a video will work for this purpose. So here's the video. I'm going to use the Vimeo share icon to copy the link. to my clipboard. So I have it's all preloaded here. I've got the clipboard, the link, vimeo.com, and then a set of numbers to take people to my video. So I go back to my Weebly, my Google Sites page. Here's my first video, and I'm going to use the insert embed URL command right here. It's directly underneath the text box. Insert embed URL, and it brings up a pop-up that says paste the URL or link of the site you'd like to embed. Well, that's what I just copied to my clipboard. So I paste that in there, and look what it does. There's a lovely little player window all ready to go. I click on the insert button, and it puts it there. And it's like, whoops, that's not where I wanted it to go, but that's the right video. So I'm going to drag it up here like that. And I could have introductory text about the video. I could even resize this and say, well, I want this right next to the video. I'm going to play around a little bit, drag that over here, like that. Good enough. I'll hit publish. Remember, publish test. Go back over to my course, hit the refresh page, and there it is. And let's see if it plays.
The proposal project.
It works. That's how you can embed a video. And what's sweet about that from a multimedia design standpoint is that instead of linking out to an external site, which is always a mental shift for your users, the video is right there embedded on the page. So I try to do this in my own website. You've seen me do it a million times. You read the text that says, in this video, you will see a description of the proposal project. So you can provide a little text to introduce your viewers, your students, to your video and give them the purpose of why should I watch this video? What's in it for me? Why should I spend 13 minutes of my life with this video? So you want to preview the rhetorical purpose of your video, and then you can embed it right there on the page so that it all becomes one coherent experience. So you can see we've got our learning goals here. You can start typing in some instructional text. There's the external link to Piktochart. There's the video. There's the PDF file. So we're beginning to create a multimedia web page, and it's really not that hard. So those are some of the basic techniques for editing text in the text box, adding external links, embedding videos, and using Google Drive to embed PDF files or readings or other kinds of files on your page. I hope that's useful. Good luck with the project. Thanks for listening.